Okay, looks like we are live. We are live, and hopefully we will have decent audio. I did a double boot today, so we shall see what we shall see. Stig is in the house, Leon's in the house, and a few other folks. Okay, and Steve should be popping in today. He should be popping in to join us. We'll see how that goes. He said he's experimenting with some new things, so it's always exciting times, So let's see, yesterday, so there were some questions about the wedding bands, and I was able to find both of them now. This one is the comfort band, and this one is the standard one that's much thinner. Okay, so I'll show you a close-up. Those who were asking about this. See them side by side. The one is very thin, and the other one is has the rounded on the inside, and this one, the thin one, is flat on the inside. They both are actually very comfortable, and I don't really know which is the better way to go. I'll put the thin one on, see what that looks like on the finger. And then I'll put the thick one on. See what that looks like. Definitely the thick one has a little more presence to it. And it's supposed to be more comfortable. I don't know that it is, really. I don't notice a difference. It's a little bit heavier. I don't know that it's any more comfortable. I guess you could put them both on, right? Oh, that's kind of tricky. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you'd want to do that. Now I'm going to get this thing stuck on my finger and I won't be able to get it off. Okay, so there you go. That's the two wedding rings. I finally was able to dig out the other one. R. Wags is in the house. R. Wags, what do you think? Bitcoin's been pumping again a little bit, going up, threatening to go to 12,000. My computer's showing 11,872. Not sure if that's accurate right at this moment, but interesting times. And Jack Dorsey had record business with his Cash App as far as the amount of Bitcoin Bitcoin transactions, I guess, whatever that they did. You know, you can buy Bitcoin on the Square app. And evidently that went through the roof, the Square app. So I don't know what's all going on about all of that. And there's the 231 Stunner on the bench today, because I have the 002 on wrist. And some people asked about a Madras shirt. This is toward the tail end of the hot weather. August is the last of the really hot months. We'll have some hot days in September, but August is the tail end of it. So if you're going to wear your Madras shirts, and some people wear Madras shorts also. I prefer a Madras shirt with maybe a pair of linen shorts is the way I would do that. Triforce Rich says, Craig, are you ever going to bring back the hats? I'm referring to your film noir look used to do. Okay, let's go get a hat. Absolutely. Okay, here's an oldie but a goodie. This one is from the Hunt Club. Let's see, you can see the little feather on the side there, and this is a Stetson, and very, very comfortable hat. This one probably, it probably dates from the 50s or 60s. I'm not really sure. This one was a gift from an uncle of mine who had a bunch of hats, and I commented one time on his hats, and he said, take your pick, and I picked this one. It's got a nice amount of beaver in it, and I believe it definitely predates my black Stetson, which I bought in New York in the early 80s. And this one is a little bit lighter weight and a little bit more comfortable. And this one is a kind of a very dark brown, almost a charcoal brown, but it has a brown tint to it. A little bit of a brown tint to it. So there you go. Let's see. Christian is in the house. He says, hi there. A thick one looks better, Chip. Okay, thick one. Okay, there you go. Just clocked out of work. Gotta love this. WFH stuff. What's WFH? I'm not hip. I'm not hip to all the shorthand that you guys, the cool kids use. Okay, let's see. Craig, could you ever go back to a 34 mil dress watch? Well, my other one was 35.5 mils, and no, I don't think I'd go smaller than that. Not for me. I like this size for me. This 38.5 I think is a sweet spot for my purposes. I love everything about this size. Let me know what you think. How's it look? How does it look with the Madras shirt? With the short sleeve Madras shirt. Oh, here comes Steve. Here comes Steve. Let me answer this. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to have to take the hat off because I need to put my headphones on.
Yeah,
So,
you need to take that hat off.
There goes the hat. Hair's every which way.
I can't hear anything now.
No.
It's all messed up. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay.
All right.
I've
How are you doing?
got audio, and we've got a Grand Seiko on the screen. Oh, let me cut to the screen there. There we go. Got a Grand Seiko. That's similar to mine, but that's a 229, right? The stainless steel version?
It is. And
is that a new or pre-owned unit?
That's new. I just was mimicking your setup.
Okay.
And so I need to try something with the sound because I have a guest and he doesn't have an earphone.
Okay.
Am I able to use my laptop sound?
Now, when you say guest, is he there in the studio?
Yeah, he is. He's right next to me.
Okay. So as long as you've got his sound piping in the same way your sound is piping in.
But he can't hear a thing. So.
Oh, you mean he can't hear me?
No.
Well, if you can keep an eye on the chat, then you probably don't need to hear me.
Okay.
Or he doesn't need to hear me.
All right. We'll work through.
You might need to relay anything I say, but
yeah.
The main thing is the chat.
Off if you want. Okay. So I'm going to introduce our special guest.
Okay.
This is Brandon. He's working with us. He's a special intern.
Excellent.
Brandon, is your sound on? Yep, I think it is.
Yep, my sound should be on.
Okay, and what are you up to? Just a little bit of your background and introduce yourself. Brandon is a very precocious orologist. Tell us about where you are in life.
I'm just graduated high school. Going to college in the fall, maybe. And I'm here working, just talking watches and working with the company
Good. So where are you headed if things work out this fall?
I'm headed to the University of Chicago.
Okay.
I want to study sociology and philosophy.
Okay, great. And Brandon knows a lot about watches, so hopefully he'll be an asset for our little show, especially for people who have suggested that I needed a little young blood in the thing. Are you hearing me okay, Craig?
Absolutely. We're hearing both of you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's super. Okay, so we're set up. We're not really seeing the comments because we've had a device sort
I
of go.
will relay them
Yeah.
to you. Now, here's one really that you can answer
Sure.
much better than myself. Let's
Okay.
see. I want to make sure I don't skip anything. Okay, so this is a fashion question. I'm attending a wedding in September and are considering matching a peak lapel tuxedo in velvet with matching tux trousers. However, it's hot, so I'm thinking about going with, and then he stopped right there. Going
Okay.
with what? Oh,
I'm not.
going with linen trousers. Can you match those textiles? I don't think so. I don't
So
think you
linen
can wear linen
trousers and
trousers with your tux. I'm not so sure that that would be a green light on that. What do you think, Steve?
who's the commenter there?
Christian.
Christian.
Zimmerman
Christian
Witt.
Zimmerman. Yeah. It might be interesting. What I recommend is that he get his outfit assembled well ahead of the wedding and Skype in and let us take a look. And we'll get
That's a
him
very
decked
good
out.
idea.
Yeah. And I'm sure he'll get a lot of helpful comments.
That's genius.
Buy the watch first, then match the outfit to the watch.
You have a watch for that?
I'm saying
Wait a minute.
Buy the watch first and match
got-
the
Wait a
outfit to the watch.
Wait a minute. Brandon has an idea on that.
you
Yeah.
buy the wedding watch first, and then you match the entire outfit to the watch.
It's a very good plan.
Yeah, yeah, he's on top of things.
That is the plan.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll do that. Is that okay, Christian?
By the way, Steve, just FYI, your camera's a little underexposed. His is perfect.
I
Your
know. I'm just
guests.
trying to
Okay.
hide out a little bit.
Okay, that's okay. You
so
look,
it's fine.
yeah, you still look very distinguished, so that's okay.
Well,
Just a
thank
little
you.
bit mysterious now.
Yeah, I'm feeling distinguished, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I appreciate the comment too. So
What do people think about gold? Well, I think a lot of people like gold.
yeah, what do people think about gold? Which people? Which gold?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I
I
mean,
think yellow gold is the way to go. So that's how I'm going to vote. And I had a hat on earlier, and Triforce Rich says, Triforce Rich asked me to bring a hat and put a hat on, and then another commenter said that you'd never wear that hat in public. And
well,
actually, I did. I
Triforce is
did.
always a troublemaker, isn't he?
I actually wore that exact hat at one
Yeah.
of your events, so I actually did
Yeah,
wear
I
it
know.
in public. So I will do
I-
almost anything.
I remember it well.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. Let's see. Um, I'm seeing some of the comments now, and not sure I'm a hat man. That's true, Tom.
A
Chamberlain.
comment about University of Chicago also.
Okay, what's that?
My coworker got
Comment.
her degree from University of Chicago. Very bright individual.
Okay, so I think it's an excellent school, and part
Cheetown
of
went there. Cheetown went there. I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
He
Okay,
says
so
that's his alma mater, and he says good choice, Brandon.
I've I really was eager to bring Brandon aboard when I heard he was going to the University of Chicago. I think people who go there are very focused and pretty serious, and so far he's turned out to be all of that. So
Now, here's a comment. If Christian has a GS and a faux pay bracelet, he can wear what he wants. Okay, so
absolutely.
that was a comment back on Christian. So that's what he needs to get for the wedding. He needs to have a solid gold Grand Seiko and a gold faux pay bracelet, and then he's good to go to the wedding.
And Little Treasury can take care of him
Both.
from A to Z there.
Both items.
Yeah. So, okay. I see a question for Brandon. Brandon, do you like Tudor?
I like Tudor. I think it's a good value. Definitely. Some of their designs they lean very heavily on the Black Bay design, which kind of it kind of bothers me a little bit. But I do appreciate like the continuity in brand design. I really like the Pelagos. I think that's a really, really good model, especially the blue one with the matte blue ceramic dial. That's just like a really beautiful watch.
What do you think
Um,
about the case shape from the side? They're sort of flat, aren't they? And sort of dip off abruptly.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. I
Yeah.
mean, if you were trying to fit it, if it were a little bit on the bigger side for your wrist, that might be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But and the Tudors do tend to, they are a little bit large, but my wrists aren't too small, so
Yeah. So you can
I'm not
handle
too
it.
concerned.
Okay.
So,
So
what follow-up question? So how would you compare the quality, the overall quality of a Tudor watch, pick any of them, to a Grand Seiko?
how would you compare the quality of a Tudor to a Grand Seiko overall?
Um, uh, I don't really think they're trying to do the same thing. I think Grand Seiko is trying to more compete with Rolex, and Tudor is trying to be. They're trying to like make their own name now, but traditionally they're like a more affordable
Okay.
alternative to Rolex.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I think the Grand Seiko quality is higher than Tudor. I mean, especially for the price.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like if you like watches are an emotional purchase, so if you connect more with a Tudor, then you should buy a Tudor.
Yeah. Okay. Very correct answer. Good. Okay.
Emphasis on the higher quality of Grand Seiko.
Yes, emphasis on the higher
Emphasis,
quality Grand
emphasis,
Seiko.
emphasis added.
Right. Okay. There you are. So, okay. What else? I see Brandon for Pope. Okay, you've been nominated, and Brandon for president. Wow, you got a lot of
Wow.
yeah. So there you are. And hello, David. David Williams is here. Kyle Jett. The gang is shaping up. And
And the
okay,
Booth School is a great choice for getting his MBA, evidently, there at the University of Chicago.
okay.
Cheetown commented if he was,
Mentions the Booth School. Are you
yeah.
familiar with that?
Oh
He
yeah,
says a
I'm
good choice
familiar.
for your MBA when you go for that.
I don't think I'm gonna get my MBA. I think I want to go to get a PhD. Probably would make more money if I got my MBA though.
What are you going to get a PhD in?
Probably sociology.
Uh-huh.
Do research
Okay.
and yeah,
Research into watch nerds. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, right.
That could be a full-time job for sure.
Absolutely. So, okay, what else do we have here? Lance must be at a golf lesson. And, okay, excellent. And then, okay, so Mr. Q, and I'm not sure who that is, but looks like he's been in here, is asking Brandon what he thinks of the Citizen Grand Touring currently in stock. His finger is on the trigger.
I'm not actually super familiar with the model, so
I think he hasn't been spending a lot of time in the Citizen case, so I think we're going to send him over
Is
there in
there
the
any way
morning.
we could show that watch, Steve?
Only if Brandon could go find it.
I
Could
can find it.
Citizen, yeah, he's going to go get it.
Citizen Grand
Grand
Touring.
Touring, okay.
Okay, do you want me to go get it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay. So he's going to go get it, and he'll be back shortly.
There we go.
And
That's what you call live
Can I get a
TV.
Citizen case?
yeah,
Tea?
so it's helpful to have an extra hand here. And I'm going to bring up
Yeah.
a piece that we haven't had in stock for a bit, just to touch base. Whoops, wrong thing. Number two.
The
Grand
port
Touring.
TGV says, Steve, I got my Seiko Prospex watch back from the service center in New
I don't
Jersey.
think I see it in here.
Uh-huh. Okay.
They scratched up the crystal.
Is the Grand Touring here?
Oh,
Citizen Grand Touring.
my goodness. Okay. Did you send it directly yourself or through a dealer?
Yeah, give us some follow-up information. They told me to
Yeah.
send it back with attention to the
Wait,
manager.
it might have been.
Wow. That's I haven't heard that before. Sorry to hear it.
This is pretty cool. We're hearing Brandon's audio as he's
Uh-oh. I
going
hope he's
after the.
behaving
No,
himself.
he is. He is. But it's cool. It's like
Yeah.
a live behind the scenes thing
Yeah,
where he's getting the watch.
He's got that little
we have any
wireless
mechanical
going, and
That's a
right now?
stunner that
you-
you've got on the screen right now.
so this is the summer part of the seasons collection, U.S. only, and we've been out of stock with this for a little bit, and so we're happy to bring it back in during the summer. And right now we have 3 out of 4 in the case for the first time in a bit.
I don't think we have
The
it.
spring still every time we
sold
bring
it?
it in, it's already pre-sold. But we have the winter back in, which has been hard to get and scarce. So 3 out of 4 isn't bad. So just a nice
Now,
piece.
Leon says, Steve, you sold the white dial Astron 5 hours before I came over. The guy who bought it is a forum member, and he loves it.
And this is on Watch You Seek, and I'm trying to remember his handle. It'll come to me. He posted a beautiful review of the watches he saw, and had some really nice comments about the store. And that's in a general forum in Watch You Seek, I think 2 days ago. But worth
Now,
take a look.
Deport TGV says, if I have to get my GS serviced, would I be able to ship it out to Japan? I don't trust the U.S. Service Center anymore. Well, first of all, Deport TGV, I don't think you're going to have a Grand Seiko serviced. I don't think that, especially the 9F, that ain't
Right.
going to happen. And I would just deal with Steve. That's what I would do, because he takes care of his customers.
Yeah.
So
I have no experience with sending direct to Japan. I think you would be honestly better served by going through the New Jersey Service Center, and
hopefully his experience with the Seiko is a one-off issue.
and hopefully you have an advocate from the person you bought it from to help you out with that. So
And the other thing is, I think Grand Seiko is a whole different animal there than Seiko, right? If you send it to New Jersey, a Seiko,
yeah, it's going to be
that's a whole different thing.
different servicing thing. Yeah. So okay, and let's see. Zeus is saying that's why he won't buy one right now. And the High Beat Summer is 40. I'm going to double check that. 40 millimeters on picking, but I'm going to put a measurement on it.
Let's see.
Yep, well, 39.5 on my little stick, but it's nominally if it's 40. Okay, and that's the High Beat, by the way. So
Yeah.
just to
Now,
refresh it.
now, Zeus AL says that's why I won't buy a GS right now and he's replying to Deport TGV. Well, here's the thing.
Right.
Again, I don't think you're going to have a GS serviced. And Steve, you haven't had any problems really to speak of at all with Grand Seiko, right?
We might have
as far
had
as issues.
one issue, but we've sold, several hundreds of watches, and there may have been one minor issue, warranty issue. Okay.
But they made good on it.
Yeah, and pretty good turnaround.
So you haven't had anything like a watch being damaged or anything like that?
Not from Grand Seiko, no.
Okay. Yeah, I think Grand Seiko is a different animal than Seiko. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, we deal with totally different people. We're a pretty good Seiko dealer as well, and the whole management. We even send checks to a different city for the two companies, and we treat them as two companies.
Yeah, and Zeus is following up. Perfection doesn't matter if it gets ruined in the next service. Yeah, again, you're conflating Seiko with Grand Seiko, and I don't think that's the move you want to make there. It's totally two different operations. And first of all, I wouldn't just routinely send in a Grand Seiko, a Rolex, or an Omega for service. I mean, that's just you're just wasting your money. So just send the watch in when it needs to be serviced, and they'll do a great job, I'm sure. I haven't heard anybody say that Grand Seiko gives poor service.
So Leon mentions that Ginseng is the name of the fellow who visited our store and did the pretty extensive review and of watches in the store. And it's Ginseng, and there's some number after it. I've forgotten exactly which it is. So.
Okay, and so Steve, have you heard GS making any noise about coming out with a quick adjustment class like the Astrons have?
I have not, and I've had that question posed to the.
But they've gotten the feedback, right? That people want it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
And does Brandon know we don't do masks on the channel? He's good now. He's behaving himself. So there you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was out on the floor with a customer, and we were strictly masks on.
Gotcha.
With the public.
Also sold the Citizen.
Yeah.
The Citizen he was asking about, we sold it, so we don't have it in stock right now.
Oh, gee, we sold that Citizen. Brandon reports, but
we can
replace.
You got to move fast, folks.
You do. I just got word that we're out of some key Grand Seiko pieces that we 3 days ago had a good back stock of, and they fly out of here. And we've got to actually check our inventory every time we talk to someone.
Triforce Rich has a question for Brandon. He says, "How do you feel working with an American hero, Steve?"
Okay, Brandon, this is put you on the spot. How do you feel about working with an American hero like Steve?
Oh wow, it's truly an honor. Every morning I wake up and greet the day, and I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm truly lucky.
Oh boy, this kid is something else. All right.
And Leon has a comment about the boxes that the Astron has a better box than the Grand Seiko. I agree. The boxes aren't great for Grand Seikos, but Grand Seikos, they're really not a box watch. They're really a wristwatch. It should be on your wrist and not in a box.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
If you're buying a box watch, then that's correct. You want a really good box. But if you want a watch to have on your wrist, go Grand Seiko.
Yeah, Grand Seiko has a no-nonsense box.
That's right.
Yeah. So
they're designed to be worn and used.
And until recently, they have these little sacks, little funky sacks they put the watch in. And I don't quite get it, but they've been branded Seiko until recently. They've just come out with Grand Seiko.
I had one of those. Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah, it might be a collector's item someday.
There we go. I'm going to hold on to it.
Okay, so Deport TV is done with regular Seiko.
And Zeus says that's good to hear. GS is completely different people. Yes, they are. It's a whole different ball game with Grand Seiko. The quality, the whole experience. I mean, Seiko's a much more affordable watch. Now, they're going a little more upscale now, it seems. But, you know, they're just not, in my opinion, they're just not at the same level as Grand Seiko from the whole experience right on through.
But they are starting to come out with some interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if I can get this cranked up. I put in an order today. This is really fun. And
the Port TGV says he sent in the Seiko because the minute hand stopped moving. Yeah, the Port, I think you've got to get rid of all your Seikos and just stay with Grand Seiko at this
We
point.
do have a winter in stock, but not a spring, to answer Kevin's question.
Okay, what?
We have a winter in stock, but not a spring.
Did I say no? Yeah, we have someone asked about what we have in stock. We have the winter and the spring, but they're always being shipped to us. There's always a stream of things in the pipeline.
And the Port TGV says, "I'm done with regular Seiko." Good move. Just stay with your Grand Seiko. You're going to be fine. And Cheetown wants to know how many snowflakes in stock.
One or two. And again, we always have a standing order. They'll be back in soon. And the blue snowflake has become the skyflake, so-called, has become very hot right now. And we do have a couple in stock, but they are selling briskly. Okay.
Port TGV has a good question. Do you know of any other bracelets that fit the 005? That'll fit that case.
But you want other bracelet?
Yeah, maybe he wants like a Beta
Yeah,
Bryce or like a 5-link, or that one has the
No,
3-link
we only
Oyster.
we only know of a couple of correspondences, and such as we can match a bracelet for the blue snowflake, and I have the SBG E003, which is the green dialed limited edition GMT, and
Do you generally stock the bracelets?
There is a 5-month backlog on them. We have a big order, which will come in December.
So you're going to try your best to stock them.
Well, we have a lot of orders. They'll
Okay.
probably be sold out by the time we get them. And
because what I'm getting at is he might just have to come to one of your events and try to see if something else would fit on it.
Yeah, it does need work to try to figure all that out. So I was going to show you a cool little watch that we're getting. I'm trying to make it come up on my iPad as we talk. And hang on. Well, let's just continue. Okay. Here, okay, now I got it. And camera 4. So here's some cool stuff that Seiko is doing. They have this limited edition set called the Pórco Róso, which commemorates, it's a partnership with Studio Ghibli, which produced the Pórco Róso manga movies, I think back in the late 90s. And the white dial one is very cool. It's a spring drive, and it has the full spring drive specs. I'm not sure about what they're saying about adjustment, but we just ordered these in, a couple of them. They're hard to get, very limited production, I think 500 pieces. And that white one's already sold. We're trying to back it up and get some more. So Seiko is doing some pretty interesting things. These are Pressages, by the way.
Cool looking pieces.
With enamel dials. And there's a lot of interesting graphics out there about these that you can Google.
Yeah.
So
and yeah, there's a couple more service related comments in here. And you know, again, what I would say, and this is not rocket science, folks, Seiko is a much higher volume watch. They've probably got a lot of volume going through that service center. They're probably, you know, doing the best they can, but sometimes they're going to make mistakes with that kind of volume. And Grand Seiko is a whole different ballgame. So, yes, you might have some good experiences with getting a Seiko serviced, but then again, you might have an issue. And just it goes with the program, folks, of a high volume watch like that. It might occasionally have an issue, but I don't think it's going to be the norm.
Yeah, but it is very poor to come back damaged. So that they will deal with it, I'm sure. So.
And they should, absolutely. But I would doubt that that's the norm. But then again, if you want to step away from that whole scenario, get a Grand Seiko, you're in a whole different ball game then.
Well, Leon makes a comment here about the level of Astron. The new Astrons that we got in this year are fabulous. I showed them a couple of shows back, or the last show. And in person, they're marvelous. It's really well done. Wear well, outstanding. So they can do it. They do it, and it's a shame about that
it looks
service.
like to me they are upping their game on a lot of the watches, and you know, again, hopefully that was an anomaly, that watch getting damaged. But my guess is it is going to happen more often with them because they're servicing a lot more watches, and things happen occasionally, right? If it's 1% of the watches have a problem, that's still going to be a lot of watches, right? Because they do a lot more volume than Grand Seiko.
Right.
So
Skyflake on a bracelet. We have sold that out. I did show it a while back. I may have one on my iPad. I can sum it up while we're chatting. And
somebody asked, can we see the Skyflake on a bracelet?
no, that's what I'm responding to.
Okay.
And I don't have it in stock. I don't have the bracelet. We just sold one to Hong Kong, I think, or somewhere. So I do have pictures, and I have a lot of pictures to go through, so I probably can't bring it up at the moment. But it looks great. I think it's a better look than on the blue croc strap, actually.
And the Port TGV says, I love how GS takes inspiration from Japanese culture.
I do too.
They've come out with some really nice pieces lately. They've been on a roll.
Yeah, and then this is the Seiko side doing this in this particular case, the Presage. So, okay, so got a couple of other things that we can pull up while we're all together. So, just got this piece in, and
I see your faux pay bracelet there in the foreground. I just caught a little glimpse of that.
Yeah.
When you were
I'll
reaching
show it
forward.
again. Yeah, I was trying to flash it.
Some folks were talking about that in the show the other day.
Yeah. Okay. So here we have. Whoops.
By the way, Leslie said that she thinks it's hot.
Oh, okay.
Your bracelet.
Oh, just the bracelet.
Well, I mean.
Yeah. Well,
she has to be careful. I think her boyfriend was in the chat too, so she can't go too far.
Yeah. Well, I'm sort of more the grandfather type here. So, all right. So I just brought up a picture of the Omega first watch in space that we just got back in. And that, if you like the Moonwatch in a smaller format, that's, what is it, 39 and a half?
That's a good size.
39.7, so it's basically 40 millimeters.
That's a great size.
The first Omega
nominally 40, they rounded up in the specs. And this is being phased out. We haven't had this in a while, and so we just got it in today. And I'm sure it's going to pop right out the door rather quickly. And so shortly, they will not be available.
That would be the way to go. That's a nice size.
Yeah, I'm going to put it next to...
Does that also come with a bracelet?
No, I don't think it comes with a bracelet.
So they'd have to get that separate. But you could buy a bracelet for it, right?
You can get a bracelet for it. We're going to have to... I don't know.
I don't think you can get a bracelet.
No, we don't think so.
Oh, okay.
There may be, might be able to mix and match, but it's not a standard item. So, and then this is the 42 millimeter.
Your focus is off just a hair there, Steve.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so while you're doing that, the Port TGV says, is it safe to assume that Seiko transactions at the service center aren't allowed to touch the Grand Seikos? Yes, I think that's pretty safe to assume. There's special training and everything for the Grand Seikos, and it's a whole different operation.
Yeah, so we were just had a briefing from Joe Kirk and the Grand Seiko management folks in the last on yesterday, and 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, another hour, and they were talking about that and how it takes 10 years to be allowed to even assemble parts on a Grand Seiko movement. Totally different people.
Yeah.
And
somebody made a comment about Rolex that the Rolex New York service center is notorious for giving bad service, but the Dallas one's okay. I've back in the day, I had a Rolex serviced at New York, and they did a fantastic job. So, I think
Okay.
sometimes these forums get a little carried away with their information, and I think sometimes you can take some of it with a grain of salt.
Right. Okay, Kyle, didn't it break and the astronaut pulled out a bulova for the rest of the trip? I don't know that story. You have to relate that.
He should have worn a Grand Seiko. That's what he should have done.
Yeah. Okay, so Tom Chamberlain, SPB 143, best Seiko release in years. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. We got one in and it went out the door, and we have more coming tomorrow. So, yeah, excellent piece. SPB 149, the blue dial has gotten all the hype, and we probably had over 200 inquiries about it, and we're probably getting 10 pieces or so. They're all sold out, but the 143 is excellent. And the SPB 147 with the brown dial is also something I favor. So
Somebody's asking if you can get the GS quartz diver.
only if they bring it back. So yeah, that was a nice piece, but no.
So they had a limited edition in the U.S.?
No, it was a production model that we had in our first delivery from them back in 2016, and sold a few, and then they just phased it out.
Okay, so it's Japan market only now.
Yeah, Japan only right now. So speaking of Japan only, I've got to show you something that walked in the door yesterday.
And Triforce Rich says, are you selling a ton of new Captain Willard inspired Seiko reissues?
We're taking orders on them, and initially sold out, and we are waiting for our restock. Yeah, so they have a bunch of really nice pieces this year. So
Willard 6105 reissue.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
I don't have it in stock.
Okay.
It's all of that is
Any of those special watches, folks, get on the list with Steve. I mean, these things come in and go out fast.
Yeah. So just a sec.
When is the Longines tuxedo dial model coming out?
We definitely have it on order, and I don't have a date. They've gotten behind on things, and I'll update you as soon as I know. Of course, it will be here at Little Treasury. So I'm going to pull up something pretty interesting that came in. I don't own this.
Okay, do you carry the new King Turtle with the waffle dial and sapphire crystal?
I don't have it in stock at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. All of these new items are pre-orders on them, and as they come in, they go out, and we're waiting for the next round. So the attention on Seiko, Prospex, and Presage has been really intense this year, and people are all over them. So, and of course, they got a little behind with the COVID situation, and we're beating on them every day to get things moving.
And Triforce Rich says these go in and out fast unless they are the 002. It stays in the case for the end of time, like the crown jewel of Steve's store. I'll tell you, I think, I have a theory on that. I think that Steve is secretly not selling that watch because he wants it on his wrist eventually. I think that's what's going on there.
Yeah, but,
I think it's
Linda
a conspiracy.
Linda may have something to say about that.
I think he's been steering clients to other watches, and he's going to scarf that one up at some point.
Yeah. So anyway, you see the watch I have on the screen there. This is a really limited piece. It's Wako limited edition, 30 pieces. And a customer walked in with it on the wrist the other day, and I thought I'd take a shot, thought it'd be interesting. But
Well, it's got the lion at the, see the power reserve?
Yeah.
It's got the lion there. You see that?
Where's the lion?
Look closely at the power
Oh,
reserve.
yeah. You're right.
There's an
You're right.
outline of the
Okay.
lion there.
Yeah, there is the lion.
That is cool.
Sharp
By the
eye,
way,
Craig.
we need lion cufflinks. Tell
Ooh.
Grand Seiko they need to come out with, because you know how Patek Philippe has cufflinks?
Uh-huh.
Patek Philippe cufflinks?
I'll pass it on. I'll pass
GS
it
needs to
on.
come out with cufflinks.
Okay. Oh, so Triforce is trying to get that 002 on me as well. So, yeah, I don't know. A lot of choices here in the store. I try to be careful. So, all right, let's go back to here. And
And the
what
Port
else?
TGV says, Steve, is GS aware of all the free marketing Craig does for them? Doesn't matter if GS is aware or not. Steve appreciates it, and he's a good guy, so it doesn't matter.
GS is well aware of Craig and are very appreciative of what he does. And they've invited him to the dealer-only events, and he's well thought of.
Now,
So.
who's that supermodel on the page now? What's going on here? You brought a
Oh,
supermodel in.
that's my wife. That's a mistake.
Oh,
Let me get
no,
out of
leave
here.
that. No,
No,
we don't want the
no,
dog.
I'm getting out of here.
We
Who
don't want
knows
the
what's
dog,
next?
for gosh sakes. Did she have a faux pay bracelet on in that picture?
Yeah, she has one like mine. Yeah, it's a family thing.
It looked good. It looked
Yeah,
better on her, I have to tell you.
yeah. Well, she's a lot better looking
I
than I am.
think you probably get that often, right?
Yeah, this is funny. This is the way it goes. A woman will come in the store, she'll meet us, and then she'll turn to me. She says, you're really lucky. And of course I am.
Hmm.
But if I did the same and walked into a store and met a man and a woman and said to the woman, you're really lucky, I would probably be, what are they calling
Slapped
it?
upside the head is what you would be.
No, I would be banned.
That's possible too. Yeah,
Yeah.
they would. The new thing they do. What do they call it now that they do?
Yeah, ban,
It's
not
not
ban.
banned. There's another term for it.
That was it?
You'd be canceled.
Canceled.
Oh yeah,
Canceled. Of course, Brandon knew exactly what that was. That's his generation.
canceled.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, Brandon, have you ever met someone who's been canceled? Any of your friends canceled?
No friends.
Oh, no, of course not. They can't be friends anymore.
Uh,
Yeah, if they were canceled, they'd be
I'm
gone.
not sure that the cancel culture is a real thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's kind of
You don't think they're as powerful as people think they are?
yeah, that's what I think.
Well, that's good to hear. Okay, so that's from the street.
Let's relay a question to Brandon.
Okay.
What is his opinion of the 002? Has he seen the 002, and what's his opinion of
Have
it?
you paid attention to the 002 watch, the gold, the snowflake dial? You probably
The hand wind?
Huh?
The hand wind one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just actually looking at the watch today. It's really cool.
Oh, they want to know what you think of it.
It's like a slimmer snowflake, which is nice, and it's in solid gold, and it has a manual line movement, which is like everything I want.
Oh,
So yeah,
uh-oh.
I love manual line movements, and
Okay.
manual line spring drive is really, really unique,
Yeah.
I think.
Did he look
Yeah.
at the clasp?
Did
And
you shake the clasp? Did you look at the clasp on the watch?
I didn't.
You didn't? Well, he will, I'm sure. He'll be into it.
It has a deployant. Tell him it's got a deployant.
Oh, it has a deployant, gold deployant. Beautiful. So, yeah, Brandon will definitely be looking at that watch in more detail. So, okay. And, oh, Triforce, geez. Okay. Oh, there you are, Leon. Craig, Linda does not let Steve take the product out of the store. Yeah, I sometimes say, well, I should get one of those, or and what do you think? And oh no,
You can probably tell by just one look She'll probably just give you one look, right? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like,
she has that look.
yeah.
She does. Yep. So, yeah. So, what time are we getting to here? We're getting a little 48 minutes in. Um, I think we have
Any
another
any
guest
used any used watches that you can share?
uh, pre-owned.
Yes, pre-owned. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jesus, uh, used and abused, right? Nothing at hand.
Okay.
Okay. So pre-owned sales have been brisk, and I probably don't have a peak item to show you at the moment. And
Are you
okay,
starting to sense a little bit of panic out there where there's shortages and people are like, okay, I better get the watch that I've wanted. I better get it while the getting is good.
to a certain extent, and a couple of Seiko pieces. I mentioned the SPV 149. Definitely, that's becoming almost a panic situation, and uh, a few other things. And people definitely have their eye. Uh, they want to come in. They want to see something like the spring, and it's rarely there because we have pre-orders on things that come in. Maybe we could hold it for a day at most, and some people are getting rather irritated that they can't see it. But
Now, Mr. Q has an interesting question. We were talking the other day about, a pinky ring, a signet ring, right?
uh-huh,
And a gold ring with the Grand Seiko emblem on it, right?
uh-huh.
Now, is that something that could be engraved on a, you get those rings that are designed to put initials on them,
Well,
right?
it'd probably be a violation of their copyright.
Oh, so you think Grand Seiko would be pissed off?
Well, you just wouldn't do it out of hand. I wouldn't advise it if you want to be a Grand Seiko dealer in
So
good
that's another
standing.
thing we need to suggest that they offer is a Grand Seiko signet ring. We need the whole package going on here. We're going upscale, okay?
Yeah, yeah. You're accessorizing
So that's
is
right.
what you're
So
doing.
they need Grand Seiko cufflinks and Grand
Yeah.
Seiko signet ring.
Uh-huh.
I think that would be a step up from what Patek does because I don't even think they do that.
If I can get enough pre-orders, we probably can pull it off.
Yeah, I don't even
So,
think they do a Patek signet ring.
really.
I don't think so. I've seen the cufflinks; they're stunning, but I've never seen a. Let us know in the chat if there's anything like that.
I will.
So,
Okay, so
what is the most expensive watch you've ever sold? This is from Triforce Rich.
well, we've sold the most expensive at the time. Grand Seiko, and I'm forgetting the reference number, the hammered platinum piece
Oh
was
wow,
a
yeah, that was stunning.
70. Yeah, I think we sold the first one in the
That was
country,
such a cool piece.
and that's 73,000. And we've sold several tourbillons in that range. So the $75,000 range would be our peak.
So
We
far.
don't, yeah. Um,
Any
we have
plans
had
to get the SBDC 109 in stock?
the SBDC 109,
Hmm.
which is the Captain Willard Black, and I think that's Japan only. Is that right? If it's Japan only, we don't have a plan.
Okay.
So let's see. And
Craig, just get your initials made for your signet ring so the troll can have your initials branded on his forehead if he steps to you. Well,
right.
there you go.
Yep.
What do they
Okay.
normally have on one of those signet rings? What do they normally do?
Well, it's normally initials, and if you have three, usually the middle character is your last name, and that would be typical. If you're doing a custom one. And of course, there are all kinds of crests and whatever that are out there as well.
Do you ever sell those?
Not too much. And we can actually custom make anything. I mean, if you had any idea of an image or something on a gold ring, we're loaded for bear right now. We just brought in a very serious designer who I can introduce at a later date. Who and also craft these pieces. We're setting up another jewelry
Now,
station
this is
for
the
him.
same. This is a gentleman that could also make the gold money clip for people that want a clip like the one I have, because a couple of the viewers have
Yeah,
expressed some interest in
yeah,
possibly having one of those made.
yeah. Both of our jewelers could do that. Either one.
So, folks, remember that heavy-duty money clip that I have. If you want one like that,
Hmm.
they can do it for you. And I'll tell you, it's a lifetime piece. I love it. I carry mine all the time. I've had it 20 years.
Hmm.
It's held its tension very, very good because it's nice and thick. It's a little, about an ounce of gold in it.
Mm. And let's see.
We're getting close to wrap-up time. What
I
else?
know
What
the
else do we
stomach
have?
is. Uh, that's all I've got. Any other questions? I see something. Somebody's
Uh,
asking if I'm getting in. Oh, yeah,
SBGD 205. There's a question about that.
yeah. That's the gold watch with a green dial. Retails for about 25,000, something like that. Uh, I'm probably not going to bring that in. I think it's going to be a tough sell.
Okay.
Just my opinion. But if you're asking because you're interested, let's talk.
There you go.
Okay. And what else?
And Kyle Jet says, I agree, and around 38 millimeter snowflake that is thinner would be perfection. Yeah, that would be cool if they come out with a thinner snowflake with that new movement they came out with, you know, that thinner movement.
Right. All that is probably fourth quarter announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I have no specific knowledge, but I think the teaser is the dive watch, and I'm expecting them to roll out some pieces with that movement, dress pieces later on.
Gotcha.
So, all right.
Do you have any of those spring drive GMT chronographs in stock?
I do. Okay, I have the SB.
That was a tempting piece. There was one listed on eBay for quite a while for sale, the titanium one,
Uh-huh.
and I was tempted several times by that piece. But
Yeah, I have the steel silver dial SBGC 201 in stock. A really nice piece.
they're
And
amazing looking pieces, and I'm not a chronograph guy, but those
yeah,
are amazing looking pieces.
and interesting thing, several years ago, Ariel Adams wrote a piece on that watch and said if I had one watch to live out my life on a desert island, it would be that watch. I mean, it's a sort of surprising answer. I mean,
It's
pretty
an
complicated.
amazing piece of kit. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
with the GMT function and everything. I mean,
Hmm. And it has an astronomical number of parts in it.
oh my gosh, yes.
I have a over 400.
Yeah.
And we had that discussion with the Grand Seiko people Wednesday, that watch has more parts in it than many grand complications from the higher brands. I have a video on the Little Treasury YouTube channel showing a watchmaker assembling that here in the store. It's got about 95,000 views to date. It's about an hour's worth of work.
So Triforce Rich says, I can email you reference I'm referring to. You can show to Steve. Yeah, I can show that after Steve pops out,
Yep.
but I can't show it. Can you hang around just for a minute while I show that, and then you can respond in the chat?
Okay.
So anything else before we
Yes.
let you go?
Well, there is a question about the GMT chronograph. It is a column wheel.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's an amazing piece of
Yeah,
kit.
it's a beautiful piece. I can bring it on the show next time I'm on. It's well worth looking at. I think it's a great piece, and it's a little bit overlooked right now, I guess, because it's the sole
And
chronograph.
yeah, you don't see them around that much. They're not very common at all.
No, no, they're not that discussed, but they're definitely worth it if you're interested in the chronograph. It's a terrific piece.
Yeah, heavy duty piece too.
Yeah, and that's Joe Kirk, the Grand Seiko guru. That's his daily wear.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
like the nice big pushers on it. I mean,
I do
it's
too.
much more usable than a lot of chronographs.
It is. So that is that. So shall we?
Steve, have you sold the SBGB001 spring drive chron? Okay, we already asked about that. That's
Yeah.
the one you're just talking about. Thanks, Steve, Brendan, and Craig. Always enjoy when Steve is on. Class act. There you go. Well, it's like
That,
pulling teeth. I try to get him on, but he's so busy.
yeah, you're in the selling time is the 5 to 6 time. So we probably lost a few $1,000 to the.
There you go.
All right.
Sorry about
So
that.
Cameron, Brandon, say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye.
Okay. Take care. Thanks for having us on.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Ciao.
All right. We are going to. I'm going to check the. I'm going to check the email, and show this email. Give me a second. I'll pull it up, and then hopefully Steve is still. Is still here, so he'll be able to see it. This is a masterpiece collection. This is a Hodinkee article. I'll cut to it once it loads in here. There we go. There we go. That is pretty amazing looking. Pretty amazing looking. I still prefer my 002, tell you the truth, but because first of all, I would want yellow gold. So there's that. But yeah, this is obviously an amazing piece. Wonder if Steve has seen one of those. Wonder if he's seen one of those. Okay. What else? Oh, let me check and see. I had another email here, I think. And here's Cheetown, California's morning exercise program. He runs along the beach there. You know, if you run actually in the water, that gives resistance, right? If you actually run in the water along the beach, it gives more resistance. Right? Okay. And then yeah, Deport TGV sent some photos of his service issue. But again, what I would do is I would stick with Grand Seiko personally. That's what I would do. That's the plan. That's what I would do. As you know, I had the Shogun, the 007, and it was okay, but it ran slow. And I went to Grand Seiko, and I haven't looked back. It's the way to go. That costs $185K, Craig. Would be Steve's record by quite a margin. Wanted to see if he would get one in. Well, maybe he'll respond in the chat. I don't know if he was monitoring that in the chat or not. Let me bring it back up. Just in case he's still watching. There's that stunner. That stunner in question. It's amazing, but I just have no interest in a dress watch that's not yellow gold, personally. But I mean, for some people, if that's their color of choice, if they want all their jewelry to be that color when they're, dressed to the nines, platinum or whatever, that would be absolutely the way to go if that's what you want. I think it's cool. I think it's classy. And I'm not one normally for diamonds and gemstones and all on a watch, but that's done in kind of a fairly classy way. And I'm assuming it's platinum for that kind of price point, right? Where does it say? Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's platinum. Wouldn't be white gold, I don't think. Okay. Cheetown says, Craig, do you think a titanium spring drive GMT chronograph from Grand Seiko is all the chronograph anyone can ask for? Oh my gosh, yes. I like I say, there was one for about 7,000. I think it lists for like 9,000 something. There was one for 7,000 in new condition on eBay for quite a while. And I was tempted a couple different times to lock and load on that. And I'm not even a chronograph guy because it was stunning. So, yeah. Yellow gold is classier, says the lovely Brief Fit Dance. Okay, the lovely Brief Fit Dance made an appearance, made a comment. So I'm going to show her website. And go there and become a Patreon. Find all her social media links there at brieffitdance.com, brieffitdance.com. And see if you can help her with her pursuit to be a creative. A creative. She wants to be a creative. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Let's see here. Is it just me, or is the drama on the Discord more entertaining than the watch talk? Steve's in the house. The SBGB001 was before my time as a dealer. Never had seen one. What does people think of the Seiko Captain Willard? Okay, maybe Steve can answer that question. I'm going to cut to the 231 while I get ready to wrap it up. And everybody, hey, thanks for tuning in. As always, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.